Can you please tell us your name and tell us what the share house is?
Hi, I'm Sven Lager.
And I'm Elke Nata.
So, for the people who don't know what the share house is, how would you best describe it?
It was an idea back in South Africa where we stayed for 10 years to have a place where people can come and share their potential, their talent, their abilities, because we saw that people were thinking they were not good enough, which is wrong. Everybody is good enough.
Yeah.
And if we team together, we can do everything.
Yeah.
That's the idea of the share house.
How would you
To connect and to inspire.
Awesome. What would you say is the mission, and what are you guys trying to accomplish with the share house?
We really want to get people together feeling that they are part of something, part of a family, and that in this family they can do everything they dream of. So their vision, their dream, their passion is important. Mm-hmm. And we try to create the family around it. And we're looking for the family for our projects, obviously, as well.
Yeah.
But like that, you can do everything. You can change cities, countries, societies easily.
Yeah.
It's much faster than you think.
Yeah. How does money play into this?
How does?
Money.
Money?
Yeah. What is money?
Because that's a big thing also, moving outside of that and being able to create something with common resources that we all have, which I find what you guys are doing is very, very interesting. As far as how can people get involved, where can people find out more about the share house?
We got a website or a blog, www.thesharehouse.wordpress.com. There we regularly post. Facebook, we do the same. They can come to this place, obviously.
Yes.
Awesome.
And that's an international place, not only just in Berlin.
Awesome. Just like I just came in here randomly, started talking to you guys, and we have very similar common interests, very similar common goals, and very similar projects. Is there anything else you want to say out there to the world?
We love you. As you are.
Anything else?
You're awesome.
Hi there, I'm Darren Howard.
And I'm Robert Nisbet.
You are tuned in to Video Radio, where we're talking about money-free solutions for homelessness.
That's right. People around the world are stepping up and doing the right thing.
And it's kind of surprising, too, because it's on the internet, and of course, banks and government are not interested in it. This is a show about the right thing.
That's right. People are stepping up and helping out the homeless the way they should be doing.
Yes, because it can be done. And showers, pretty important.
That's a big deal. Check out what they're doing in this city.
If you are homeless, you're living on the streets, and you're filthy, and you're trying to improve your circumstances, you can't interview for a job, you can't apply for housing, and you get disconnected from your sense of humanity. So a shower, just in and of itself, is amazing for people. We're seeing them come off the bus if they haven't showered in a few days or a week or so, and their faces are just beaming, and they're so incredibly grateful. It's a great feeling to just be able to offer people something so simple and yet so vital.
It's really only really important when you're around people. You know, when people move away from you on a bus, it's time to take a shower. It's gooey and yucky, really. I mean, but it's really for social reasons. I like to take a shower when I go to the library. I don't worry people, kind of react.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to shut the curtain now. Okay.
Being inside there is kind of a trip because it's pretty high tech and kind of ingenious. Basically, I just feel a lot better. And if this continues, I'll be able to take a shower on the weekend, which is nice.
So pretty cool.
That's really cool. That's really important when you are down and out, when you want to be clean.
Yes, and it helps, right? Dignity, stuff like that. Of course, we're going to be talking about a lack of dignity with the city of Detroit and what they're doing with their fresh water problems. However,
there is some corporations are actually stepping up and doing the right thing as well.
Tesla
and Elon Musk, he decided that he wants to get the world off hydrocarbons, so he's taking a pretty radical step.
Check this out.
If you're interested in making an electric car, now's your chance. Tesla Motors CEO Elon Musk said in a blog post Thursday that the company is opening up its patents to any competitor that wants to try to copy its technology. In the post, Musk says Tesla will not initiate patent lawsuits against anyone who, in good faith, wants to use our technology. It's an almost unheard of move in the auto industry. The best example industry writers could come up with was Volvo's decision to release the patent on its 3-point seatbelt, and that was 50 years ago. So what is Musk trying to accomplish with such a groundbreaking move? In the same post, he says Tesla obtained patents so the big car companies wouldn't take its technology and run the company out of business. But instead, the opposite happened, and the company has almost no competition. But if Tesla's Model S is the only affordable electric car with a 200+ mile range, isn't that a good thing for the company? Business analysts say no.
I think he's seeing a bigger picture. Tesla will only profit from a greater electric car infrastructure.
For instance, the company has around 100 supercharger stations where Tesla customers can recharge their batteries. Each one of them is an investment from the company. But if another company, say BMW, which Tesla reportedly has been in talks with, began using the newly freed patents to copy supercharger technology, they might build a few stations of their own, which would help both companies' customers. And there's another side of this, according to Wired. Electric cars are still a novelty, but having lots of competitors would make them less weird. They need the public to stop thinking of them as electric cars and to start thinking of them simply as cars. He hopes opening up Tesla's patents will spur innovation and move the whole industry forward.
So I think we need more of that.
I think we need more corporations to actually do the right thing and make a profit at the same time.
So, you know, this economy thing could be running correctly. Unfortunately, right now, if you want to understand why things are so messed up, substitute the word economy with the word bank profits, and things start coming into light.
However, another Japanese corporation has seen the light, the end of the world of fossil fuels.
Yes.
And has decided to do something about it as well. Toyota is stepping up to the bat.
Check this out.
Toyota has just announced that they'll be offering a new hydrogen-powered automobile in the next year. The vehicle will be available for sale in the United States, Japan, and Europe. The Toyota FCV sedan will go on sale in Japan in April of 2015 and will retail for $69,000. The model will be introduced to Europe and the United States sometime in 2015. The vehicle is expected to run between 300 and 400 miles on a single tank of fuel before it needs refueling. Hydrogen has the potential to become a clean-burning fuel for vehicles and power plants. Emissions from the engine consist of nothing but pure water vapor. The fuel can be quickly and easily produced using solar or wind power. And Toyota officials told the press the FCV will take just 3 minutes to fuel up, on par with gasoline stations. However, there is little infrastructure available for the next generation automobile. The first drivers of hydrogen-fueled vehicles could find it difficult to find a filling station. Japan has already started investing in hydrogen fueling stations. The significant cost of the FCV could also prove to be a hurdle for widespread adoption of the new technology. Although less expensive than the competing Model S from Tesla Motors, the model is still far more expensive than electric vehicles. Subsidies like those given for electric cars could help reduce the price for many of the first owners. Toyota has been developing hydrogen fuel cars for more than a decade, and this marks the first of the vehicles designed for sale to the general public.
So imminently cool.
It's important to see corporations stepping up and doing the right thing.
Yes, and hydrogen-powered cars, that goes along with the report we had last year where we were looking at a conversion for carburetors that turned regular cars into water-powered cars. So guys are doing it right.
But to spin it back to the community level, Prince George apparently has a poverty advocate who's been working really hard, and the community has decided to help out and pay her back.
Check this out.
Ivy Canis spends her days driving around town in her Oldsmobile, picking up charitable donations and delivering them to those in need. She has been helping the community on her own dollar for the past couple of years.
I'm just a small town gal, and I don't really see myself as anything special. I'm just a delivery service. I help people give back.
She does so in her own vehicle, which is now proving to be too small to complete this large task. The community is now taking their turn to give back to someone who has given so much.
Basically what we need is people to either donate to the actual garage sale, which is going to be here on Sunday. They can drop donations off to the hall, and we're collecting them in the large hall. Or they can message us on Facebook. There's an Ivy Canis on the Hell Yeah Prince George page. There's a link to Ivy Canis, and they can message us directly on there, and we'll have one of the ladies come out and actually pick up the donations that they want to give. She's a local hero, you know. Those are exactly the kind of people that deserve our help. She has, without asking for anything from anyone for many years, she's given all of her free time to collect all of these goods and bring them to people in need.
Canis is grateful to the organizers of this Sunday's event.
So having a truck would make life a lot easier. We could probably help a lot more people.
As for Ivy's old vehicle, she will continue to pay it forward by donating it to a single mom. Victoria Levy, CKPG News.
So people doing the right thing.
That's really cool. It's nice to see a community stepping forward and using anarchy.
Yes, anarchy, you know, when people solve solutions themselves or solve problems themselves, sort of like a city down in the States that the citizens started fixing their own potholes.
Yeah, but, you know, we wouldn't think about that here, would we? Well, we might.
Maybe. We'll have to see how things go. Coming up in our next segment here, we are going to be talking about AT&T stepping up to bat.
We're going to be talking about community gardens around the world and everywhere popping up.
And Edmonton is in the sights of doing the right thing. I'm Darren Howard.
And I'm Robert Nisbet.
We'll be right back after this short lack of commercial messages.
In one way or another, money affects almost everything that happens on the planet. If we want to deal with the big social, economic, and environmental challenges that we're facing today, changing the nature of the money we use is where we have to start. Right now, we have a problem. More than 97% of all the money in our economy is created by banks when they make loans. Most of this money goes into house price bubbles and gambling on financial markets. This has led to ever-widening inequality, the highest personal debt in history, and house prices that very few people can afford, before even mentioning the financial crisis. But 3 simple changes to the way that money and banking works could make a huge difference. These 3 changes would give us a more stable economy, with more jobs, less personal and government debt, and a solid footing to begin tackling the environmental crisis. So, what do we need to do? Firstly, we need to take the power to create money away from the banks and return it to a democratic, accountable, and transparent process. History has shown that when banks have the power to create money, they create too much in the good times, causing financial crises, and too little in the bad times, making recession and unemployment even worse. They put most of the money that they create into house price bubbles and financial speculation, and only a small amount into businesses outside the financial sector. We simply don't think that we can trust banks, who are hardwired to chase short-term profits, with something as powerful as the ability to create money. And it's not enough to regulate them. Regulators have repeatedly failed to keep banks under control. There's no reason why they should get it right this time around. But we can't trust politicians with the keys to the printing press any more than we can trust the big banks. Instead, we need a new committee that decides whether and when to create new money. This committee would need to be accountable to Parliament and sheltered from vested interests. They would ensure the right amount of money is created, not enough to cause bubbles in a financial crisis, but not so little that it causes a recession. Secondly, we want to see money created free of debt. Right now, banks create money when they make loans, which means that for every pound in your bank account, someone else must be a pound in debt. It means that almost all the money in the economy is effectively on loan from the banks, and we have to pay interest on nearly every pound that exists. If we try to pay down our debts, money disappears from the economy, making it harder for others to repay their own debt. Instead of letting banks create our money, the state could create it, free of debt. And instead of lending money into the economy through mortgages and loans, it could be spent into the economy. This means that new debt-free money would stimulate the real economy, create jobs, and make it possible for ordinary people to start paying down their debts. Finally, we want to see money come into the real economy before it reaches financial markets and property bubbles. If newly created money was used to fund public spending or cut taxes for ordinary people, then that money would start its life in the real economy. It would create jobs and support businesses, instead of getting trapped in financial and property markets. There are real challenges facing us over the next 40 years, such as how to provide for a growing population, a changing climate, and increasingly scarce natural resources. Right now, it's impossible to solve these problems because money, which affects almost every aspect of our lives, is broken. We need to fix it and get a money system that works for society rather than against it.